treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
All right, welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast.
Kevin's eyes look insane, but he's got new hair. Virginia is a witch and she farts in her chair. Jason is a spaz who's got an old man's ass. Welcome to the After the Show podcast.
Here we go. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the KVJ After the Show podcast. Get away to the weekend. Oh, yeah. What are you guys doing this weekend? Anything already on the calendar?
Well, Friday night, we are having a little appreciation dinner. I invited you to it too, Kev, because you're welcome to join us. We're going to be having a hibachi for the entire volunteer sound crew that comes out every year to help Stars Ball.
Okay.
Denny's, Paulo, Jaybird, Suits. So if you want to come.
And where's the dinner?
In Abacoa at Hakido.
We were going to go to Hibachi's, but that's closed down.
It is.
Well, something tells me Hibachi will be at your hibachi.
Come on over for a pregame. We'd love to have you at Sasquatch North.
I'll bring my little hibachi wherever you're serving free drink.
I've got enough vodka still at my place.
Good. It's nice to have like a backup.
Yeah, you had a lot of bottles there. I was impressed with that.
Atoll vodka don't play. When they say they're donating to Jaybird's party, they turn it out.
It's very kind.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. We got a ton of stuff here to go over. Thank you for all the emails that have come in. Do appreciate that. You can always get us your thoughts. mail@kvjshow.com. We were talking in Makeup or Breakup today about a guy that has been dating a girl for 4 months. And his thoughts about the relationship are that he finds it odd that 3 things she doesn't do in front of him. That is go to the bathroom. And so that means she leaves at odd hours of the night and morning to go and do that. The other thing is that when they get intimate, she doesn't want to be seen at all. No lights on, not even a candlelight. She's like, no. It's got to be completely dark. And he's like, I think her body's fine. Like I can tell through movement in the dark that she has a great body. That's not a problem. And then he also noticed that she's never eaten in front of him. And he's like, it's 4 months. And, we'd done a lot of active dates. That really took up the first part of our relationship. It'd be nice to be able to go and have a meal together, but it's not something that we can do. And so he's just trying to figure himself out through that. So we got some emails and some thoughts on that came through, mail@kvjshow.com. Jason said, first off, he never said she wasn't eating. It's weird as fuck if we can't eat a meal together. It's weird as fuck if you can't go to the bathroom and piss in my house. So he would not be a guy that would be into that.
Some people got things, though, bruh.
Yeah.
You got to just try to be a little bit more understanding.
I have things. I'm a weird person. I got weird fucking mental things. So when someone's got a mental thing, I try to go, all right, that's just their kind of weird thing.
Let's be compassionate over their things because they might think your thing is weird.
And sometimes they will. And you just try to be able to, you try to match your weirdness together. I get sometimes your weirdness may not vibe with someone else's weirdness. It's only 4 months. That's not a long time. You really need a long time to know somebody. No?
You do.
Do you really know somebody in 4 months? No,
You
there's a
don't.
lot of weird shit you're going to find out about that person.
4 months is nothing.
There's some weird stuff you can jive with. There's some you can't. And it's going to really depend on, what you can deal with. I don't think what she's doing is that weird yet. 4 months is very early.
Mimi had an interesting thought. She says, she's not a she, she's a he.
Haven't they been intimate?
Yeah, you would think you would know.
You would think you would know.
That's pretty funny.
But I think they're trying to make a joke.
Darren
love it.
Darren had the same thought. I said maybe she pees standing up, so maybe that's what your problem is.
I also, too, want to know, are they really not eating together? or is she's not eating that much? It's always hard to kind of give a full-on answer on some of these scenarios because you don't have all the details. You're only getting one perspective from somebody.
Yeah, no.
How do you know she's, not, maybe she eats half a sandwich, and to him, she doesn't eat anything around me, which I've seen people say before.
Sure.
Yeah, why not be? And there were actually some texts that did seem to normalize it. One girl said, yeah, I really would only pick at a few things, maybe some French fries here and there. With my boyfriend, it just wasn't something. It took a while for me to really get comfortable to sit down and house a meal with him. And so that's, something to consider as well.
I feel like we're not getting all the. I feel like they've sat down, and I would bet my life on it that she's consumed some food in front of him before.
Okay.
All right. I don't want to fight.
Well, I don't know the answer to. We do a talk show. We debate.
He said she hasn't eaten anything in front of him ever.
Fuck that guy. It's a liar.
Yeah, Kevin. Fuck that guy.
Yeah.
We don't even want to help him anymore.
Also got some thoughts here on Virginia's story about Magnolia walking through a parking lot on the phone as some creeper in a van with meaty arms was ogling her. Virginia had to go off. She's like, Mags, be aware of your surroundings. You never know what's going on. There's a lot of creepers out there. And we were just wondering, saying, okay, yeah, because, Virginia has a story with her daughter. I got a story with mine that has the, that tile that is, or whatever it is, the thing that's tracking in her vehicle. It keeps popping up on her phone. And
the Apple AirTag.
Still hasn't found it.
That's weird.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, in fact, Richard was saying, hey, I was wondering how your daughter's doing. Did she ever find out about the track runner car? I'm like, no, not that I know of.
Plot twist, Richard's the one that put it in there.
What?
Damn.
That would be fucked up.
He's like, I hit it good.
All he does is wait by the speaker to hear Kevin read emails or talk about the AirTag.
Gets him off.
He's tugging it.
Yeah. With meaty arms.
Damn it.
He's in his van.
Yeah.
It's the same guy.
It is, yeah.
He's in the public parking lot.
He's ruining all of our lives.
He is coming for us.
And his name's Richard.
All right, Dick, I see you.
He surely is coming for us.
Mm-hmm. He also wanted to know, did they ever catch the one that beat up her friend and pressed charges? No, not that I know.
I think they were trying to dox him. They had pictures of him.
Yeah, they put a picture up of him.
They had a picture of him. I wanted that TikTok to take off. Did it?
I don't know.
Him and his little skinny, mean-ass girlfriend. It should have took off.
I don't go on her TikTok often. It makes me uncomfortable.
You and me both, brother.
I love Caitlin's TikTok.
I know. It's entertaining.
You going on Caitlin's TikTok makes you uncomfortable?
Yes.
I've unfriended her.
Anastasia, she did want to say, though, that as far as like how often is somebody snagged and grabbed, she said it does happen a lot. You don't hear about it. My friend is participating in an organization that looks for missing children and women. Kids and young women go missing every day.
I am a big supporter of trying to always get the message out for missing children, missing anybody.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of cases, but I also don't want people to live in the world where they think everybody is a murderer. That was kind of my childhood, and I think you got to be aware and know that there's terrible things out there. But I also don't think you need to be paranoid Pamela all the time to the point where you don't live your life. That's all I'm saying.
I agree, but I would rather her be cautious and a little leaning paranoid than just like a moron bopping across the parking lot in her leggings, not even noticing what's going on around her. Like, duh, get your head out your ass.
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying.
Mm-hmm. There is this Casey Anthony docuseries that's coming out, Where the Truth Lies. It's going to be...
I think it's lies about the truth.
Maybe.
Ironically.
I don't know. My question with this is, Casey Anthony lives in West Palm Beach now, and people will see her from time to time. She'll pop up at a KVJ event even.
Yeah, I've seen her at... she was at the tail end of Cocktails and Karaoke when it was back at City Place.
I remember because you were screaming it.
Yeah.
I may have been overserved.
Were you overserved? I thought you were clinically dead at one point. But nope, she's still going.
Nope, bounce right back up.
Her head's down the table, also raises back up. Yeah.
Yes, like a zombie of
You
sorts.
can't kill this.
Oh, man.
Well, it's going to be debuting on Peacock at the end of the month on November 29th, to be exact. And my question is, could anything happen from the Casey Anthony docuseries that would change how you feel about her and her story? Now, it's been a while. But if you go back 11 years, her murder trial was going on in Orlando. It was all over the news. And on CNN, it was like every single night. What was that lady that covered it every single night that would scream?
Oh, you mean Nancy Grace?
Nancy Grace, that's right.
I
Nancy
can't believe
Grace.
it. The female Dr. Phil.
Tot mom.
Yeah. Hashtag Tot Mom. Hashtag it, share it, like it.
So Nancy Grace was on this every single night, and so that's all we were seeing. And the really crazy thing was, why would this young mom wait so long to report anything? And of course, all that made it look very shady. But then you had other shady figures in the story, like her dad and her mom. And was her mom covering up for the dad? And what the hell was going on? There's a little bit more of Casey's story that she's going to try to tell. Now, will anybody buy this? Will anybody feel differently about her because of it? Now, she is accusing her father of covering up what she had originally said was the accidental drowning death of her 2-year-old daughter. Now, 36-year-old Casey Anthony is claiming what she lied about was that her estranged father, George Anthony, staged little Kaylee's drowning because he may have been sexually abusing her. And Casey says that she was abused by her father and her brother herself. She said, and this is a quote coming up in the docuseries, saying, "He put a pillow over my face and smothered me to knock me out," insinuating that he may have done the same to Kaylee. She says on June 16, 2008, the last day Kaylee was seen alive, Casey says she woke up in bed where she had fallen asleep with Kaylee by her father, who was shaking me and asking me where Kaylee was. She said that she started searching and then ran into her father again outside the home holding a drenched Kaylee. She says he handed her to me, said it was my fault and that I caused it. But she adds, he didn't rush to call 911 and he wasn't trying to resuscitate her. I collapsed with her in my arms. She was heavy. She was cold. Anthony says that soon after that, her father took Kaylee from her, told her it's going to be okay, and then went away. She says that she went to stay with her boyfriend at the time and didn't mention what had happened, but that for at least a month until her arrest, she claims, I genuinely believe that Kaylee was still alive. What?
Get the fuck out. What this is some bullshit.
She also now says that she doesn't think Kaylee could have accidentally fallen into the family's above-ground pool as there was no ladder or any other way for her to shimmy up. So she's trying to spin the whole narrative that she has a sexually abusing father that did the same thing to her daughter, killed her daughter, and then, in a sense, was making it look like she was suspect. The whole thing about just disappearing for a month, I can't, none of this still clicks and processes in my brain.
None of that makes fucking sense to me. And if your daughter is dead, why the fuck are you going to your boyfriend's house and not talking about it? Like, what? None of this makes fucking sense.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
I don't think it's going to change anyone's thoughts about Casey whatsoever.
I don't think I want to watch it. I get a weird feeling about her and her energy, and I don't want anything to do with it.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see how it does. I mean, I know people do like this crime stuff. Clearly, that story had to be doing something for Nancy Grace because she wouldn't shut the fuck up about it.
What do you mean?
Every night. every single night was her whole. It was like an hour, right? Every
Yeah.
night.
Oh, it
for
was.
how long?
It was a lot.
She got called out for that a lot, too. Some people didn't like how she handled it. I've seen a lot of
Yeah.
people in our chat room say they love Nancy Grace, and I get why. She's entertaining, but a lot of people did not like the way she covered that.
What do you know why?
Because
what they, didn't like about it?
they thought she sensationalized it to a point where it was obvious a ratings grab for her.
Yeah.
And she would hide under the umbrella. I'm trying to help, tots. And
She is the female Dr. Phil.
I mean that's not my. I don't know enough about it, but I do know enough about the hatred she got about that case.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I never followed the Casey Anthony case that much. I know my Aunt Ann was big into it.
Was she? Okay.
Because if I walked into the room and I even made a peep, hey, I'm listening to the Casey Anthony trial. Like, all right, sorry.
Shut up in
Yeah, I
there.
was like, yeah, my bad. Fuck.
I will end you.
You could not. She did not. You could not fuck around with her Casey Anthony trial time.
Yeah, so I don't know. It'd be interesting to see what happens with it. People want to know where Nancy Grace is now. I do see her now. Oddly enough, she pops up from time to time on Fox News.
She's still on. She has a segment on the radio.
Okay.
She absolutely still does a daily syndicated segment on the radio.
She does.
It's just on the radio. She's not on TV anywhere.
She might be on TV as well, but I know I hear her on the radio.
Could you imagine if Dr. Filthy and Nancy Grace teamed up for a talk show?
It might be too much talking like
It's
this.
too explosive.
I cannot handle it.
Just talk about tater tots.
Imagine if you threw Forrest Gump in there, too.
The old Gump.
It's a lot.
It is a lot.
My Nancy Grace and Dr. Filthy are a lot alike.
They're the exact same, yeah.
They kind
That's
of-
why I'm wondering how close are they really?
They're actually probably separated at birth.
We might have to try to edit together a conversation between Dr. Phil and Nancy Grace just to get an idea of what that would sound like.
You're right, because they both
Yeah.
have the same kind of country judgmental tone.
Right.
Denny's, that sounds like a 4-hour project. Get on it.
That's right. I need it in 10 minutes.
We need them to fight. I need Nancy Grace and Dr. Phil fighting.
9 minutes down, Denny's.
Time is a ticking.
He's like, what?
I kind of do want to hear that, though.
I do, too.
I want to
Yeah.
hear Dr. Phil and Nancy Grace.
But that is a 4-hour project.
But they got to be yelling back and forth. I mean,
Yeah.
they
Yes.
out-southern each other.
Okay. The other story that I think is going to be fascinating, and I think they're already talking about trying to do a Firefest type documentary on the whole thing that what the fuck happened with FTX.
Oh, good.
That dude's odd, man. Have you ever seen him talking or whatever?
He's a weirdo.
He's a weird dude. Weird hair, weird voice, weird demeanor. I saw him in an interview because now they're playing clips of him. I've never seen it. He was shaking.
Because he was nervous. Because he knew he was stealing everybody's money.
I didn't know it was. I've never seen so, and I shake all the time. So for me, I'm
Whose money are you stealing?
exactly right. I do. My legs are always going, and so that's why I really noticed. I'm like, man, that guy shakes even more than me. It's crazy. And then I heard that he was taking some kind of medicine. It was for people that had maybe like MS or something like that. And it gave him super focus. You know how like I'll hear some people take Adderall or something like that.
That's real.
Yeah.
People take Adderall before they take a big test.
Right, he was doing something like that, some kind of mess. I'm like, well, is that making him shake so much? What the hell's going on here, man?
Adderall can make it a little squirrely.
If it's done well, I think they have to really let a lot of this. They need to do a lot of investigation. So you're probably a year or 2 years away from really getting a great documentary about the FTX story. But just from the commentary I've heard, they're like it blows away Bernie Madoff, Enron, all the biggest scandals. And now they're saying that FTX could owe money to more than 1 million creditors.
Holy
And that's according to a court filing. So they're taking the document saying it might take us a minute to put together 1 million names, but we're looking at 1 million creditors this guy stole from.
Damn.
1 million. They think that the dollar amounts could be at 10 trillion.
I mean, what the hell?
It's pretty insane.
He got them all.
Yeah.
Did he get money from everyone?
I don't know. I only know really still surface stuff about this guy, and it's really, as we're talking, unfolding. I mean, hell, the FTX sign just got put up on top of the Heat Arena. I'm wondering what the conversations are going on there about, guys, we probably need to get this freaking thing off our building because it looks bad, you know? It's looking really bad. I mean, if you, you know, if you had a scandalous company adorning the top of your building.
I can't believe it's still up there.
And they were doing, well, I know.
I feel like you can get that taken down overnight.
Do you? I don't know what the process is on that.
She doesn't know either, but she's going to say that it's easy.
Fuck you. And the horse you rode in on, I actually put up a sign not too long ago, jackbag.
I'm just being a dick. I'm just singing for my supper. Fuck you. You're just like Dr. Phil and Nancy Grace.
Fuck you, asshole.
Should we add Virginia into that conversation?
I love it.
Dr. Phil, Nancy Grace, and Virginia all yelling back and forth.
Who's the most overly fake Southern? Oh!
Fuck you, butternuts.
People ask me that. Does Virginia fake her accent? I'm like, nope. She's really a raging Cajun.
I do it to be silly, though. I emphasize it to be silly.
She really does say Cheeto and burrito.
Yeah. Yeah, David in Port St. Lucie said Billy Corbin needs to do a docuseries on this.
Oh, yeah.
He would be good, and considering, Miami does a lot of crypto. In fact, I'll get a hold of Billy and see if he's got any, if he's on this already. Maybe we can have him, because I'm sure he probably is already delving into it. And somebody also wants to know if Billy Corbin is going to do a docuseries on Billy Corgan.
Does he have scandal?
I don't know. I mean, I'd watch that too.
That's always my favorite, when people who go out and investigate people, then they have some shit that they have to get investigated for.
Yeah.
Look, that guy had it together. He's captivating. I would like to see anything he does, but with a lot of money and a lot of power and a lot of, he made a lot of people pissed off too, I can imagine. Mm-hmm, Maybe he's got some fun sides of his story that haven't been told.
Yeah. I'm sure there would be something good there. Mr. J in the chat, and that's right. The FTX sign, I think it was $12 million to put that sign up.
Damn.
Only for it to be up there less than a month.
Kev, you can get it done. You can get that off in a night. It's easy to do.
Let me go up there.
Hey, Daddies, will you get the FTX sign off the Heat Arena when you're done with the montage?
A very smart, wise witch told me you can get it done in a night.
You should have it done in an hour.
Just get your ass up there with the drill and stop bitching.
I got a Bright Line token for you.
Virginia put up a sign one time when she was 10. She knows about signs.
It's a garage sale sign, but I know about signs.
The expert on everything.
We never used to call her out. We're finally calling her out. It's good.
You can't fucking get a sign down. It's been a week. It's been 2 weeks since we knew this motherfucker saw all kind of money. Come on. Get the sign down. Stop embarrassing all of us.
Get the sign down and quit having meaty hands and arms in vans.
Yeah.
Get that meaty hand guy. I bet he'd get it down fucking fast.
Yeah.
The meaty arms put him to work for good instead of evil.
Well, apparently FTX didn't take all the rich people's money out of South Florida, because I saw that Estee Lauder, they're the ones that just knocked down that pretty new mansion right there on Palm Beach. It's an 8-year-old mansion, and I think was it a 20-some million?
8-year-old mansion? That's ancient.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it when I saw that, because my wife and I always walk by. We'd have that one thing, and there's a row of amazing houses, and it ends with the Estee Lauder, and we walk through, and we kind of walk through their compound, because it's a road. It goes kind of like right where the Breakers is, and that was part of our Saturday walk when we were going that route.
The nosy stroll.
I mean, it was just amazing. I mean, it was just such a great, and you just the whole time, you're like, how badass is it to live in any of these houses? And we'd always marvel at the Estee Lauder mansion. I'm like, this thing's beautiful. And then I saw they tore it down. I'm like, it was probably the coolest house that was there. It was beautiful. It was gorgeous.
Damn, what a shame.
But I guess they're doing all right. They just agreed to buy Tom Ford's company for $2.8 billion.
Damn.
Tom Ford's another one of those rich bastards. I mean, I remember, because I didn't know anything about it, and then Jay-Z rapped about he did a song called Tom Ford.
Yeah.
So I started looking into it, because I really like that look. It was when he and Justin Timberlake, were doing that suit and tie and all that stuff. I'm like, I want to dress like that. So I went into a store, and I'm like, oh, Tom Ford. And I started looking at it. Sure, it was like $400. I'm like, I am not dressing like Tom Ford. Motherfucker, stuff's expensive, man. Wow. I couldn't even believe it. So, and I know he's a Palm Beach dude. He kicks around these parts. So I just wonder, was there a fancy party where they come out and be like, hey, can we buy your company? He's like, yeah, $2.8 billion. He's like, yeah, fuck it. Why not? We just tore down a $20 million mansion.
Damn.
It's crazy, isn't it?
And now if you're Tom Ford, can you never make anything again that says Tom Ford on it?
I don't know. I don't know how...
Did you sell your complete entity that is you?
Like FTX, I don't get rich people company stuff. Hey, can we get Billy Corbin to do a docuseries on that too?
When your company is your name, are you fucked moving forward? Because,
right.
I mean, if I start a company called Virginia Sinickies and I sell Virginia Sinickies, I can't be Virginia Sinicki no more?
Oh, I didn't realize until I saw the House of Gucci. As Gucci, the brand, was going down, it was Tom Ford,
the designer,
that came in and saved Gucci and made it all cool.
And he worked for Gucci, under Gucci, as their lead designer.
And then started doing his own brand, said, screw it, I'll just make my own brand name big, and I'll have Jay-Z do a song about it. And some dude who does the radio will think he can buy one of my $400 shirts and then realize he can't.
And be embarrassed and leave the store in
It
shame.
was so. I was in and out so fast. People were like, "You can't afford it."
Oh,
I
bet they see that a lot.
Gosh, it was real as an ego. Yeah, it was sad. Yeah, he said it's going to be the largest deal in the luxury industry this year. So.
Damn.
Yeah, it's crazy. Rich people problems, man.
Kind of shocked too that House of Gucci doesn't have a porn remake of House of Coochie. No one's done it.
Well, Virginia and her OnlyFans.
Goals.
Oh my gosh, if you did Virginia's House of Coochie, numbers through the roof.
It's going to be big, huh?
That would be big.
I know, but I'm not ready to show the cooch in its entirety. I mean, I'll do weird shit with my toes and stuff, but I'm not showing my
what do you mean,
beaver.
What do you mean your cooch in its entirety? Would you show, like a quarter of it?
I would be in lingerie.
So you would show a faint... Like a silhouette of your cooch.
You could maybe
like coochie,
see...
like silhouette coochie.
You can see it through maybe like some sheer panties, but I'm not putting the cooch out.
Wow, I'm kind of shocked that she's even talking about going see-through coochie.
I'm going to bring it. When I do my OnlyFans, I am going to earn my subscription price.
Well, I will say this: if you're gonna go for it, which I don't think you should, I think you're flying too close to the sun. I'm going on record right now saying I don't think she should do this.
Okay.
But if you did do see-through panties with your coochie showing, you're gonna get better numbers. But I don't think you should do that.
You're sending mixed messages right now.
The real message is you shouldn't do it. But if you are gonna do it, you're gonna get more money with the coochie.
Well, duh, Captain Obvious.
I don't think Kevin, tell her she shouldn't do that.
She can do whatever she wants to do.
Fucking politician over here.
Mm-hmm.
Friend to all.
Well, you saw what happened with the Taylor Swift tickets yesterday.
Yeah, it was a mess.
People were getting a lot of error messages and flipping out because they couldn't get their Taylor Swift tickets.
Well, they went and got that stupid Capital One credit card just because they wanted to get the pre-sale.
Yeah, right.
So you go to get the pre-sale with your Capital One credit card and it won't let you, and the site crashes, and you're like, what the hell? It is bonk.
How many credit card people, when people are calling to complain, how many of the customer service people go, hey, why don't you just shake it off?
Yeah. So, coming up on Friday, don't think we're going to have the same kind of problems for Tortuga. It's not going to have the same kind of demand as the Taylor Swift tickets, but it is a solid lineup. Kenny Chesney, who does great beach country music, is going to be there. Eric Church, very popular country artist. Jake Owen, our boy from Vero Beach. He does a lot of beachy kind of country as well. And then Shania Twain.
Wow.
Going to be some of the headliners. It's going to be there. It's a pretty good lineup.
She got about 4 or 5 bangers that I love. I was a big Shania fan. I will openly say I didn't know a lot of her B-sides, but the 4 or 5 bangers that she did have, I loved them.
Might be the last time you get to see her perform, too, in South Florida. Apparently, she has got an issue with her throat, and she said that it may not hold up, and she may have to stop singing soon. Do you remember in 2003 she got bit by a tick while horseback riding and she got Lyme disease?
I do remember that. That's happened to a few people, man. Lyme disease is no joke. It'll fuck your
Avril
world
Lavigne
up.
had that.
It did, and then she went away. It takes you out.
Yeah, ticks are taking out musical artists. One of the effects was a vocal cord disorder called dysphonia, and she had a surgery to help fix it, but apparently it may not hold up. And she said if that happens, she's going to have to decide if she wants to do the surgery again or stop singing altogether.
She's got, I would say, more hits than that. Man, I feel like a woman. Any man of mine. Whose bed have your boots been under? You're still the one. That don't impress me much. You win my love, which is my favorite.
I never said she didn't have more than. I'm saying there's 5 songs that I consider unbelievable songs. She had a ton of fucking hits, and she had a ton of crossover hits.
She was not fucking around.
I mean, so you're not Brad Pitt. Or you're Brad Pitt. Or you're a rocket scientist. Whatever the fuck she sings.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate talk singing. Yeah. I do not like that song. I don't like
sassy talk singing.
Sassy talk singing, especially in country, is fucking awful.
Yeah. So when these Tortuga tickets go on sale on Friday, you have got to buy the 3-day pass. You got general admission.
You got to get all 3 days?
Yeah, I think so. And I am bummed by that because I was running it by the Queen last night because I'm a massive Jake Owen fan. And Kenny Chesney, too. And Eric Church. I like all 3 of those guys. And so I'd love to see any of those 3. And I was like, hey, what do you think about Tortuga? He's like, I'm paying that amount of money to go to a concert. You know. Just didn't go.
You got yelled at.
It just didn't go over well. Yeah, so you got to get 3 days, and there's no way I couldn't get her to commit to 1, and so yeah, you got to do the 3-day. How much you got to pay for the general admission, Virginia? 3 days.
I know it's at least.
This is getting in with all the other college students who are pissing all in the sand. So this gives you a right to get pissed on by college students in the hot
Bare
sand.
minimum 3-day ticket is going to set you back $400.
And you are a lucky star if it's just piss.
Yeah, there could be more.
Well, what if you're like me and the only one you want to go see is Shania?
Yeah,
that's not cool
well,
to
that's
make me buy a 3-day ticket because I'm not going to buy a 3-day ticket just to see Shania.
So did Virginia not guess? Or did she guess?
I said 400.
Oh, 400, okay. So I'm going to go... You say 400. I'm not going to do your bullshit way of, I'm going to say it's $595.
$595? Going in the wrong direction, dog. It's only $275.
Oh.
So see, I'm telling y'all that maybe this is a better deal than you would think.
$275 though is still too high because I'm only going for Shania.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You're almost paying $100 a day, almost $100 a day for general admission and pissy sand.
If you're lucky.
Yes. And if you wanted to go with the 3-day VIP pass, which, I call her the Mexican Queen for a reason, the only way I could get her ass in there would be with these tickets. And there's no way she's dropping $1,400.
I just think that's dumb. I think if you make people buy all 3 days, you're going to turn off people like me that might have gone for Shania.
Yeah, not everyone's looking for a 3-day retreat like it's Woodstock.
I don't want to do anything for 3 days straight. I can tell you that right fucking now. Even a spa day for 3 days straight would not be fun to me. I think 1 day, I'm good. 2 days max.
What about a 3-day? It's nothing but a dirt of the day marathon. It's just dirt stories galore. You're in it. You're in the mix. 3 days in a row. Pure balls to the wall. Do you hate it?
Kind of.
You do?
It's a lot. I don't want 3 days of anything. When people get married and they do like 3 days of my marriage and all that, like
what is that shit?
Well, you do a party Friday, then they do the wedding Saturday, then there's a after party, then there's a brunch, and then there's all like, okay, it's a lot.
Sounds like a lot of commitment, man.
It is.
3 days of anything is a fucking lot.
This marriage thing doesn't sound like that much fun. You're really selling it.
Tortuga and marriage can suck it.
Yeah. If you want to go check it out, it's April 14th through the 16th on Fort Lauderdale Beach. Again, tickets on sale.
If I can't get a 1 day ticket, you ain't gonna see me.
Yeah.
3 days, Kevin, we hate 3 day of anything.
3 day of anything, I know. The other thing that I tried to sell the Queen on, not sure how that's going to go, but Garth Brooks is doing a Vegas residency next year.
Wow, that's gonna be great.
And not cheap.
I know. I'm sure it's going to be. It's going to be at Caesar's Palace, May, June, July, then November and December. But you're right, cost again.
I put up on our Facebook page what was the best show and what was the worst show you've ever been to. Garth Brooks for the best show came up a lot.
I've seen, no doubt. I mean, I saw the clips when he did that freaking show at LSU.
In Tiger Stadium.
Unreal.
Oh my gosh.
Unreal.
It registered on the Richter scale.
Yeah.
When he played this song called Calling Baton Rouge, they fucking lost their mind.
That was the one thing, and it wasn't just places. The other places it said when when Garth Brooks would get an applause, it sounded as if the fucking building was about to fall apart.
He does it right,
Dude can
man.
perform,
He
man.
puts on a great show.
He's got to be doing something right because he's still so beloved in that genre.
Yeah, no
and
doubt.
he doesn't come out with anything new, right? Not that much.
No, I haven't seen it. Nothing that has come across my radar that I'm aware of.
The fact that he still crushes it like that and sells out arenas,
Yeah.
that's something special, man. That comes around, doesn't come around that often like that.
Yeah, no doubt. We were talking about the best movie soundtrack of all time that came up today in the Battle of the Generations. It was The Bodyguard, which surprised me because I think there was another song on there. There was kind of a B hit called Queen of the Night.
There was there was
Queen
a
of the
bunch
Night is
songs.
amazing.
Run to You was on there. I think she had three
yeah, that's
big
right,
hits
Run to You.
off of that
Okay,
album. That was
okay.
a big album.
Okay, yeah.
Run to You, you give it. There's another song on
I was
there.
just getting into radio when that was coming out because I was like 92, 93. I think I was only interning at the college station then, but I do remember it.
We were big Whitney people at my house, from old school Whitney. We loved, and I didn't know Dolly Parton sang "I Always Loved You." I had no idea, and I love that song by Whitney Houston. I got the single, and
Yeah.
then someone played me the Dolly Parton version. I'm like, what
Yeah.
the fuck is this shit? It was during while I was playing. Dude, it was karaoke.
You're like, that was good that Dolly gave it to Whitney because Whitney nailed it. And the Dolly one's like, all right, it's okay.
Well, the song exists because of Dolly,
Yeah.
and then Whitney crushed it.
Whitney crushed the F out of
We're
it.
Dolly fans. I'm not down on Dolly on anything.
No, it's rare to ever out sing Dolly, but Whitney did.
But I was listening to Whitney Houston stuff from 87, 86, 88. Whatever you would consider her just the best voice, whether you love Whitney Houston or not, and I get not everyone loves her music, I don't know if I've ever heard a better voice in the history of humans.
No, it's true. Arguably, you could say that.
You could make an argument about that.
Yeah.
Next level, man.
yeah.
And am I missing it, or is that one of the last truly big movie soundtracks? Now, let me clarify that. Because a lot of people, like we got an email from Cheryl, and she said, in my opinion, the best one is Guardians of the Galaxy. Here's the problem that I'm saying with the Guardians of the Galaxy and other ones like that. And
The
why?
greatest hits.
Exactly. That's why I don't put it in there, because they're taking songs that were already hits. To me, if you want to be in this, these have to be songs you never heard before until the soundtrack came out, because you're looking at Prince Purple Rain, you're looking at Top Gun,
Grease.
you're looking at Footloose, you're looking at Grease. You know, to me, when you're talking about the greatest soundtracks of all time, the only one I can think of recently, the Black Panther, when that came out, that had Kendrick Lamar had one, The Weeknd. There were a couple really solid songs. I think maybe two real big banger hits, but you look at Purple Rain and those, you were talking 4, 5, 6 massive songs off of those movie soundtracks. And since The Bodyguard, is there a movie that did that?
You wonder why that would go away, because I feel like kids would think that's cool. If there was a great movie out and all this awesome music came out of it, that shouldn't be a dated concept.
I think it just shows you how hard it is to do. And what's amazing to me, a lot of those I named, within a 2 to 3 year period, you had that Top Gun, Purple Rain, Footloose. Those three were all in, the window of 84 to 86, 87?
Yeah. And then there's some movies where they don't have maybe the best soundtrack, but they had songs specifically written for them that made the soundtrack very good. You saw the Ghostbuster one? Ray Parker Jr. was trying to write the song. He had the demo, and he sent the demo, and they loved it.
Yeah,
They
right.
go, we need a ghost song. We need something cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you like that song, or you fucking hate it, Ghostbusters?
Hate it now. Loved it when it was when I was a kid.
It is it's pretty corny.
It's
Yeah.
corny, but Rocco loves it. That makes me love it again because I hear it through his ears.
It's corny, but it has a place in the world.
It does.
Yeah, and as people are naming off soundtracks right now, it's all the same thing. Angie had said 50 First Dates. The thing that they did, though, they took songs and they all just covered it. Because I love the 311 version of Love Song from that soundtrack, but I mean, that was a song that was popularized by The Cure. It wasn't like I'd never heard Love Song before.
Well, also, too, the big song in that movie is a Beach Boys song.
Oh, yeah?
51st Days. That's the song she keeps hearing.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. No, exactly. So that doesn't count. And Canto, Toph said, okay, that arguably maybe could be it, but I don't know that it had that was popular, but Footloose soundtrack, Purple Rain, those were on the radio. When Doves Cry, you still hear on the radio. You know,
you don't love. We don't talk about Bruno.
Has that been on the radio anywhere?
Disney radio.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so
that song is my jam.
Yeah, for some reason, it just didn't happen.
Something strange in the neighborhood.
Alex got a thought here, Alexandra, on visibly darker movies and shows. She said, I think part of darker movies and shows is the same as characters talking more quietly, too. The mics and cameras are better and more sensitive and can pick up more subtle detail than they used to be able to. I'm willing to bet that the crew reviewing the movies are doing so in ideal conditions on super nice screens. In a dark room with high definition, some of those dark scenes possibly look good, but in your living room with lights on and reflecting off of the screen, it makes it difficult to make out all those subtle details. She might have a point in that, and maybe they're not thinking it through, that maybe they do edit and they look at stuff on higher definition things than the average household. But the only argument I have is I've watched like Game of Thrones on a pretty decent TV and been like, I can't even see what the hell's going on here.
I've watched all of that shit on a good TV in the fucking dark, and I'm telling you right now, they're making shit way too dark to see. I don't get the strategy behind it, and whether they're doing, it doesn't matter what they're doing. Majority of the people are saying, it's fucking dark, I can't see.
Yeah, so I don't get it.
I don't understand why that is even a thing now. You can't even see faces, Virginia. You can't even see noses.
Well, that doesn't make any sense then. I don't want to see that movie if I can't even see the faces.
There was a fighting scene in one of the I forget which one it was, but you couldn't. It looked like two shadows fighting, and you couldn't even tell what was going on.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. It's tough to watch. Alexander also said, "Love the show. Thank you guys for always being around and occasionally being reasonable." I'll take occasionally.
Occasionally, yeah. Not too frequent.
Matt D. from The Pizzle said, I was listening to the regular show today, and I heard you saying how tedious it is to type in your username and password for a streaming service via your TV remote. But every app has an alternate login where we either give you a link or a QR code to sign in on your device, i.e. phone, and if you're already signed in on your device, it will just link your account and TV automatically. I just set up a Fire TV stick, and it was super easy to sign in to all my streaming services. Also, I know you're a Keanu Reeves head, and I just found a movie of his I had missed from 2013 called 47 Ronin, and it takes place in Edo period of Japan, and it'll give you a full-on history buff boner. Also, it acts as if Japanese mythology was real, complete with witches, dragons, demons, and mythical creatures. Highly recommend. I do know of that movie, and I never watched it because it looked a little out there.
You had Virginia with witches, and you lost her with dragons.
Yeah.
You fucking hate dragons.
Dragons are so dumb.
She goes in hard on dragons. And it makes me wonder, does she really hate dragons, or does she love to shit on the fact that I love dragons?
The only dragon that was ever worth a shit was Puff, the magic dragon. Every other dragon sucks dick.
Not Pete's dragon. You ever see that movie?
He's such a sweet, lovable dragon.
You ever see that movie with Elliot and Pete? We got a bill of sale right here that says he belongs to us.
Who's fake country now?
That's for the songs they sing. I'm not getting through to her. Fuck this.
I don't know Pete. I don't know Pete's dragon.
I'm telling you.
I was married to a Pete. I don't really like Pete.
Well, Rocco should watch it and then maybe tell him it's Paul's dragon. Don't say Pete. I'm not trying to trigger Virginia.
Yeah.
But
I feel so triggered.
I'm glad you remember that movie. I'm glad you know what the fuck I'm talking about.
I had a thing. It was so cool. I don't know why they don't do this today, but it was a record. It was the soundtrack based, and it was for kids. And I remember it would go ding, and it'd tell you to flip the page.
Yes,
You remember that?
I love it.
They used to do that shit. Yeah, so it was a record, and it would be playing. They would be singing. And when you hear ding, as a kid, you turn the page, and then they had all the visuals and all that you could follow along with.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
You're being a dick right now, Virginia. Kevin's being a fucking sweetheart. backing me up. You and Rocco would love that movie.
All right.
And even if you don't, I kind of want to hear you going, oh, it's terrible, kid. Fucking dragons. Oh, man.
Dinging all over the place.
Jaybird was trying to do something nice for me and my son. Fuck him.
Matt D said also, Vikings on Amazon Prime is a fantastic series about the Viking raids on England before it was the United Kingdom. Light on Norse mythology, but the definitive show on Vikings and the series is already over, so you can binge it all. I promise you won't regret it. Yeah, that's on my radar. I think I hope to get to that one day. There's also that show C that has got Aquaman in it.
Oh, CEA, not the letter C.
It's SEE.
Oh, wow.
So you're wrong.
Yep.
Wow.
You're dumb and you can't spell.
Motherfucker, right? We got a bill of sale right here.
You butternut fuck.
I don't hate the nickname Butternut, and honestly, I don't hate the name Butternut fuck either. It's BNF, the Butternut fuck. I don't hate that nickname.
Somebody is pointing out that 8 Mile did have Eminem's biggest song.
Ah, I love that
And
movie.
That's a good call, but you've got one song on one soundtrack.
You're right.
The arguments we're making, these soundtracks have a minimum of 3 to 4 massive songs.
Damn, you drew lickety-split. I don't give a fuck. To the end.
Oh, okay.
Let me guess, you haven't seen 8 Mile either.
I've never seen it.
Are you shitting me?
I've never seen it.
Oh
You
my!
never seen that?
No.
I love that's
Good
the Rocky of
Lord.
rap. Oh man, everybody in the 313.
I think I would love it.
You would like that.
There's no dragons in it, are there?
There's not.
Okay, we're in.
Oh man, B-Rabbit, misunderstood, just wants to make some rhymes. Got stage fright.
I get the story. I know what's going on.
Every time that movie it's one of those movies. It's like a Forrest Gump or A Few Good Men. Every time it's on, it doesn't matter what part it's on. I will keep it on and watch it.
It's that solid.
Whether
It
it's in the
rides.
back for whatever reason, I just love that movie.
Yeah, rides the whole time.
Yeah,
huh?
it's a good movie.
Yeah, okay. All right, I'm feeling it. Well, thank you for all your comments. Do appreciate y'all jumping in. Mail at kvjshow.com. You can send them to us that way. Easy way for us to get them. We'll have them on the ATS coming up tomorrow.
You gonna watch Peach Dragon and 8 Mile tonight?
I'll bring it up. I don't know if I'll watch both. That's a lot of watching.
And here
She ain't going to watch any of them.
No, I'm betting my face she don't watch either one of them.
She'll forget about this conversation in 2 minutes.
It's painful. It's
I already
hurtful.
forgot.
That's fucked up.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.